Hello everyone, my name is El Parnaso and for today's video I'm gonna show you how to play around the black goat when you play pure Yami. For the purpose of this video, the template I'll use is a single that I have in a regional just last week against a Yami Mitsurugi. Now this will be single 2, my opponent is starting and he will make first the engage, right? So he's doing all his thing and he's going to the Kapsuyami wave, which I ash. Okay, so now let's put this right here. Now, have in mind that for single 1, even though my opponent saw just Yami cards, he's not sure if I'm playing Yami Mitsurugi because of the deck being so popular, right? So, this is going to be important later. Instead of going for the Snatch or something else, he was, I guess, and I assume, thinking about this, the possibility of me being not just Yami, but Yami Mitsurugi. And he's going for the Trust. Now here, I decide to purge the Trust because if we have a chance to avoid the Black Goat with a hand trap, it's better to take it because you are making this hand trap to allow 3 snatches to be available in your deck the next turn, and almost all the time you're going to play at least 2 during the develop of your turn, either going first or second. So if you have the chance, just don't get greedy and respect it. So we are going to the purge, even because I'm saying it because maybe some people would think that now that my opponent is not going to set dimensional barrier, which was less of a problem than the black goat, to be honest, but people will think that maybe there's a chance that you would consider to save the purge, right? But remember that if your opponent is using the trust already, is most likely that is the end of the turn, so it's not like they're going to activate preparation of rights after this or something like that. Most likely is just the end of the turn already. I decided to make this, and my opponent sets a card that will be the black goat at the end. So, and I'm going for my turn. And what better card to draw than Ash Blossom, right? So here, obviously, I start my turn with the Marshmallow. I'm going here, and this is when my opponent activates the black goats, right? Because the next play will be the Snatchy, maybe. I was going to normal the Meows, to be honest, but he doesn't know that, right? So he has to say right here the name of the Snatchy. Now here, big plus of the Marshmallow is, as you can see, and I don't know if it's very obvious right here, but imagine that this was any other Yami, and I only had that Yami, right? For example, Lollipop or Cookie. And I decided to make the normal Meow. In that scenario, my opponent will have, say, Almirage, and I will be in a very tough scenario, right? Now, because of the Yami in my hand being the Marshmallow, I am allowed to have the special summon Yami in my field, regardless of my normal summon, which make this scenario completely different, right? So now I have the possibility of going for, now that the black goat is being forced, to know that I need to make the Almirage, which is a very big plus for the Marshmallow and a big reason of why it was a secret rare and the price it has at the beginning, right? So now here I go for the Almirage. With these two, we are going to make the synchro, right? Which is nothing special at this point because some of you may think that you can go just by the OTK, right? Which is what I'm trying to go for, or at least to try to push for a lot of damage. So I'm going for these two. I'm discarding the Ash because I already used the push, right? So most likely this explosion won't be usable for the rest of the duel. As much as the Meows, because if it gets to the point that I need a normal summon, the Meows can do that too. So, Now, here at Resolution, my opponent used Droll and Lockbear. Nice. So, we have no way now of using the field spell, because we don't have Snatchy to put it, and we don't have the Kapsuyami effect to add it. So here, what do we do? Well, it's very simple. The first issue that we need to solve is how we can create a second Link 1 on the field, right? Because we already used the Almirage and we're not playing the Link Kuribo. This will be an depending of how the black goat is becoming more and more popular, you can make an argument to try to play Link Kuribo in your deck just because of this kind of scenarios. However, I will propose you to do these kind of things instead. For example, you can just go special this and go special this. You are going to use this too. Well, there's another going to try to save this, right? Like, okay, sorry. Okay, so you go with the Azalea. I know this is not the Yami Mitsurugi. There's not going to be a lot of scenarios when you are going to actually summon the Celia as much as when you add the Mitsurugi monsters. But in this scenario, and with the Black Goat present in the format, you can start considering this card, especially when Omega is trash, like the Cypher. So I was just testing this, and it occurred to me that whenever you're playing the pure Yami version and you go and you face the Black Goat, the other way that you can make a consistent Link 1 in the develop of your Yami combo when you have a normal summon to make the Almirage is the Kagari. Because first you're already playing the Kagari in the extra deck, right? So there's not a scenario when you have to think to take out, for example, oh, now I have to think if I'm taking the hamster of the Link Spider for my extra deck to try to make a new extra deck consistency card, right? Because the Kagari is already there. So you only have to make the space for the Azalea, which will be basically the space that the second Herald was in this scenario, right? Now, well, there you don't need to think about the effect of the Azalea because right now we don't even care about that because we're under Purge and we're under Draw even. So here we only going to use it to make the Kagari, and now we have a Link 1 on the field with a Synchro Summon Yami in the graveyard, which is going to be important because now we can special summon this because we have a Link 1 on the field. And we're going to make the Lolipo. The Lolipo will summon the Synchro Summon. And this is very important, we are summoning the Cookie. Because now, with these two, we can go for the hamster. I'm sorry. For the hamster. Because remember, this asshole has 2200 defense. And we don't have any way to access the minion because of the draw and because of the Black Goat. And because of the purge that we needed to activate in our hand to try to prevent the Black Goat that our opponent already drew regardless. But we didn't know that, right? So we needed to use it. We can use either the effect of Azalea to pop a card on the field, nor the effect of the Little Knight to banish something on the field. Therefore, we need to take out this card by battle. Or by an effect to pop, or by an effect that is not a dark monster. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the Ham, which is a light monster. We discard the Meows, and we revive the Cookie. And now, because the Cookie was special summoned by a Synchro Monster effect, we can use the alternative effect to pop. And now, because this one was revived as a tuner, after we go to battle and make some damage, we make the Herald. And now, just remember, we only use technically this. And this is how under Black Goat and under Draw, you can steal with any Yami and any normal summon. You can make steal the Yami circulation and a negation. Because remember, yes, you don't have the Snatchy, but whenever your opponent tries to play, you don't only have the negate. And remember, by this point, your opponent only has one card on their hand, which is not a Yami monster because obviously he will have playing very different, right? It's not a starter or whatsoever, probably Kusanagi, because and he's gonna have two cards when he draw, right? And you're gonna have not only two interactions because we have a negation, and whenever he tries to play, you can go back and you can have this, and the whenever Yami you want at this point. For example, you can draw a card or you can pop a card. You can even put the field spell, thanks to the marshmallow being here. So, and because you have Yami Synchro in the graveyard, you have the possibility of actually revive this tree. Because, for example, we go this, we draw a card, probably we draw a hand trap, but because it's me, I draw a crookie, obviously. And then our opponent tries to play again. We put these two. We pop a monster. And we have the minion already on the field to try to play. And to protect our monsters because now they are big buddies. And if they try to play still, even against the cookie pop, against our possible hand trap, let's see. Let's see. Oh, come on. Okay, maybe you will draw a hand trap, okay? But you get the point. A draw, a pop, and a floodgate that is also a negation. Plus 3 Yami monsters in our opponent's field, which will be these 3 because of the true synchros that we still summon under the draw and under the black goat, thanks to play cards like the Starham and the Azalea. And again, you only needed one hand trap that can become Almirage and any of the Yami names. So if you like it, share, please subscribe, and leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.